Hey Aquarius, what's up? We're here with a timeless reading. Okay, first card that we have out is King of Cups. I'm seeing Hermit on the bottom of the deck. So it looks like at this point, there may be something that you're reflecting on. This can be like feelings that you're thinking about. It can be you trying to like center yourself or calm. Usually with the King of Cups, I feel like there's like something that activates a part of you emotionally, and you may be trying to get to like the bottom of it or trying to get to the center of it and see what's going on and how you're feeling and like wanting to move forward in a grounded way. I'm seeing the Two of Cups here, so this can be like somebody that's on your mind. King of Cups, Two of Cups feels like something that right now you may just be thinking about this. You may not have necessarily done anything about it yet. It feels like slowly, calmly, patiently reviewing something and really getting in touch with and connecting with how you feel. And also like how you're connecting with this situation too. This can... maybe like a person that you're connecting with. I feel like this is going on like here for you. This doesn't feel like it is necessarily playing out right now, but like in astral, this can be playing out. See how this King of Cups, very centered and very calm. So this is you connecting with something emotionally and being like, okay, I'm getting familiar on like what it is that I'm feeling here. And having Two of Cups, it can be, see how the gaze is like here? This can be like thinking about times where you felt like connected with that person, or it can be, it's like that type of thing. But King of Cups is somebody that's not like, I'm gonna do something right now about it. It's more so like, let me observe what's going on here and how I feel about that, and like, what does this mean? You know, it's sort of this like philosophical take. Calm and patient, just reviewing, observing, sensing. It's like there's all the time in the world to look at this and sort of see what it's telling you. Like, what is this speaking to you? And what is it trying to say? What's going on? And if you take on that type of strategy, that's what's being suggested here. I'm seeing Knight of Swords. It looks like somebody's coming through wanting to talk to you. This has to do with your relationship with them. Two of Cups means that this can be somebody you connected with at a point in time and you're like, I'll always feel connected with them. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're still in your life, or they may be, but it's somebody that you do feel like you have a connection with them, or you could have felt like you had a really strong connection with them in the past. And it looks like somebody's in a rush to talk to you. It feels like about this relationship. This can also be somebody that you're close with reaching out to you, or somebody that you were close with in the past. It looks like someone wants answers too, or maybe curious about something. There can even be a catching up that's happening, or a bid for that. Actually, let's clarify. Why are they coming through? They've been thinking about things. Can definitely feel like you're connected with their pursuit of happiness. I'm not seeing you be in like a reactive space, though. I'm seeing you almost be like, okay, what's this coming up and what's being presented to me? Like, you don't feel like you need to like do something about this immediately. This is you sort of like watching what's happening and what's going on and what's playing out. Okay, why is this person coming through to talk to you? It feels like their vibe, like I'm seeing you be cool, calm, and collected, genuinely. I'm seeing them be like rushing towards you. You see how fast this knight is moving? Oh, it's hard to see with the... See? It's like kind of blurry even with how quickly they're moving. You're not being guided to do this in a rush. Like, do not take on this person's energy and feel like immediately you need to like spit something out. They're coming through because they want to talk to you about what they want. But that may not necessarily be what you want, and you need, or it could be, but you need to take the time to figure that out. I'm seeing your guides be like, do not rush this. Anything else? They want to like put in the time with you, but I'm seeing you need to be like careful. When I say careful, I just mean like mindful. Like, make sure you know what you're signing yourself up for if you do sign yourself up for something, because you don't want to do something and then feel like you're stuck now. Take your time and figure out what you want to do. I get the vibe of like needing to keep this person at arm's length, especially too because they may want to invest in something and you may not necessarily want that same thing. So I think a lot of it too is seeing like where there's overlap versus where there may not be with this person. Okay. It seems like they've been wanting to talk to you as well. Like, I don't know what to do. Maybe you feel like you can't say something that you want to say. This is unexpected. That's why you may be thrown off by this, is what it looks like. You know, if you had time to plan this out and you saw this coming from like 100 days away, 100 days is coming through. If you saw this coming from 100 days away, I think that you would like already know what you were going to do and what you're going to say. And I don't think this 8 of Swords would be happening, but I get the vibe that you immediately may feel a bit frozen or like overwhelmed or inundated in some way because this feels surprising to you. And your reaction may feel surprising to you. Like just how even your nervous system is responding to this. Because you may find that you're usually like chill within situations like this, or it takes a lot for you to like not be able to calmly move through something. Not to say that you won't, but I think that this is tripping you up more than you thought it would. Just like in the moment where you're really feeling things. I think too that there's part of you that, I'm hearing something about a negotiation. There's something that you may feel like you can't say, and I don't know why. Like, is it not appropriate for you to say something? Is it, like, why wouldn't you, though? Meaning, maybe this is somebody coming through and looking for validation or, like, wanting to participate in something with you. You may feel like you can't return that in some way, or just that you're having a hard time saying something. You could feel like you have to be very, very particular with what you're communicating, like super, super, super deliberate, and that may be part of the reason why you like almost don't know what to say immediately, because one, I feel like you're a bit caught off guard, like this seems unexpected, so you could be dealing sort of with your like survival response of this happening and being in that moment of like, what do I do here? And sort of like in that moment of shock too. Even though I'm seeing like on the regular, I'm not really seeing your energy be like that. I'm seeing you normally just be like chill with this King of Cups, like pretty steady normally. So for this to be kicking up like this type of anxiety, or you feeling stuck or frozen, I think that this is something that impacts you deeply, because there is definitely like a vibe emotionally here. And maybe this feels very direct to you. Like you could even feel like you're being put on the spot here. I'm not seeing you deny having a connection with this person, but for some reason you may feel like there are certain things that you can't say. And I don't know if it's just, I feel like you have to be very deliberate with what you're saying. Let me see if I can get more though. They may be anxious to talk to you too. Why the Eight of Swords? There's something that you feel like you have to protect here. Something or someone. That can also be yourself too. No, some of you have something going on, possibly with another person. It's either like I'm seeing like two different things that can be happening here. One, you may have something going on with another person that you're currently investing in, and you don't want anything to get in the way of that because you see this as being like a present thing and also a future thing too. Because I was seeing the Emperor, so this can be like you're investing in, you're like putting in time with someone and you see them as being part of your future and like what you're building within your life. But also too, if you don't have another person, this can be like what you're doing for yourself. And so you may be very protective over that part of yourself, that you feel like you've gained a sense of confidence now and you feel more self-assured now and you don't want anything to be like tearing you down. And like you may feel like you do have a connection, like undeniably maybe with this person. Like that's something that it feels like it's recognized, but it may not be something that you want to like play into so much. But maybe there's also a part of you that doesn't necessarily want to deny this. I think it's just going to really depend. Because I think there's like stuff specifically that you're like, I want to be really intentional within the communication with this person. And because it's surprising to you, you may also feel like you maybe don't have time to fully prepare for this too. That can also be part of it as well. Like you may want to say something and feel like you can't for some reason. Like you see this Eight of Swords, you see how this sword's like, where this is like trapping the person, it's all around the throat. This feels like if I say that, like maybe I'm gonna be, something's gonna happen because I say that, you know, like it's like if you make the wrong move or if you say the wrong thing here, like you're gonna get it from some angle. You know what I'm saying? So there may be this part of you that's like, I go to say this and then I'm like, oh no, I can't say this. And then I go to say that and then I'm like, oh, I can't say that either. Like that type of thing. Because it feels like you're feeling one thing, but maybe like communication feels like something else is going on and you could feel a little bit of tension or conflict because of that. Like it may be difficult for you to properly articulate even like maybe how you feel. I'm seeing that you're going to figure it out. This is a temporary obstacle. Yeah. You definitely know what you're doing here. I think at first you almost like forget yourself a little bit, but then I'm seeing you sort of like pop out of that. Whatever that was, like that little frame that you were in before where you felt almost like you couldn't move forward or something like that. I'm seeing you come out of that and it feels like you sort of know what to do then at that point. But you may have felt frozen for a minute, like in a really deep way, in a really strong way. A lot of this is not, you weren't expecting this to happen. I keep seeing the Tower. So this is something that can happen suddenly. Okay. There's direction here. I think you didn't want your response to challenge something that you have going on. I also think too, though, that once this conversation is had, there's like sort of everybody's on the same page about the direction that we're going in, which may not have been the case before, but something needed to be clarified, it seems. I'm seeing it's all going to be figured out. So first you feel stuck. Then I'm seeing you like connect with what you need to connect with and you know sort of how to move forward. It's like whatever loop that, psychically, psychologically, mentally, whatever that loop you were in, I'm seeing you like transcend that. I'm seeing you come out of it, and then you're like, I know where to go, or like how to do this. Whereas before you could have lacked like insight and direction, but then I'm seeing you step out of that, and then you're like, I know where to go and what to do here. This period where you feel stuck, do not rush out of it. You can do this in a way that's painless if you just take your time to transcend this, but if you do not take your time, it's like, let's say that you're caught in something, and if you move in the wrong way, like you're gonna get cut. But if you are patient and slow with sort of how you move out of this, you're gonna walk out unscathed completely. That's not to say you won't figure it out either way, but it's like one way may be more painful than another way. And I'm seeing your guides be like, do not rush this, take your time with it. There's something here that's very, if you give it the time it needs, it's going to be figured out. Even though you can find yourself in a spot where you're like, I have no idea how to move forward with this, or I feel like I'm stuck. Like every way I try to go, I feel like I see that that's actually blocked off. I try to go this way, it's blocked off. I think I'm going this way and that's gonna work, and I see actually a little bit down there, that's gonna be blocked off too. If you just give this time, you're gonna find the right way to move through this. But the biggest piece of advice that I'm seeing here, do not rush. Don't put like a time frame on how soon you need to figure this out or know what to say. You need to wait, because the words are going to find you when it's time. And if you give it the time that it needs, like it's going to feel very cohesive the way that this works. Like you're going to feel in flow with things. Don't put expectations on it that are not meant to be placed on this, on your processing. That's what needs to be prioritized, just this and working through. And balance this with everything else that you have going on as well. All about balance. Some of you too, there's something that you're waiting on that's going to be coming through, but you've had to wait for quite some time. If you remain steady and grounded, or every time you feel yourself becoming ungrounded, you sort of like pull yourself back into that place, or like steady yourself energetically, I'm seeing you moving towards the Nine of Cups. This is also about you believing in yourself too. Like believing that you got this, believing that you're not stuck anywhere. Because I'm really seeing you come out of something that you could have felt for quite some time, like you could not move at all. Or like every time you tried to go somewhere, you were getting like cut off or blocked. I'm seeing it happen like over and over again. But it's because you're like trying to like rush out of something. It's like, I don't know like what example to use, but basically like you see two people in the same situations, and one of them is like yanking and trying to pull out of it and like panicking, you know, like quicksand, right? And one of the people, they get like sucked all the way in, and the other person that is not panicking and is just like, okay, I'm gonna take my time to like figure this out and give attention to it. Like that's the person that ends up getting themselves out of this. Meaning like figuring this out in the most effective way possible. And able to prioritize the things that one wants to prioritize, rather than feeling like there's not enough time in the day. There are going to be answers that you're getting about the direction of things, and I'm seeing things are really going to be going right in the direction that you want them to. Like 8 of Wands is one, I'm seeing information is going to be coming through. There can also be something that you're going through right now where you feel like you're just experiencing anxiety generally, but it's because like something is not time yet to be like clarified, or it's not time yet for you to get that information, or for you to like find something out yet. It's like that type of thing. So you just need to do what you need to do in order to like assuage this anxiety that you're feeling, or like things that get you out of your head when you just feel like you're stuck, or just get into a spot where you're like, yep, I'm feeling really stuck right now, and that just is what it is, but it's not going to stay like this. Like all of this is temporary. But I'm seeing more than anything temperance be really important, where it's like more than anything, just try to keep grounding your energy. This is not something that's going to be lasting. I'm seeing something is really going to come together, and you're going to feel really, really happy with the way that it comes together. You need to make sure that there's a balance too between like patience and also this connection with what it is that you want. With temperance and with the 9 of Cups, like if you can keep things balanced and sort of keep the plate level, you're going to get to this conclusion that you're going to be really happy this is the conclusion of things. You're going to be getting news coming in about the direction that things are going in, and it's going to be really good news. This is something you're going to be very, very happy about. But I'm telling you, if you panic and then do something, like if you knew this, you would not be panicking at all. You would not be being worried about things. You would just be able to be patient and wait for this to come together. So I'm seeing something is going to be coming together. You are going to be getting news about this. You're going to be getting information about this. Right now, you may be feeling worried, but you have to remember that like you got this. Like abundance is all around you. You are connected with it. This means too that there's a sense of like prosperity. It's about also checking in and being grateful for what you have, knowing things are going to get better. Things are moving in the direction that you want them to move in. And make choices that are associated with that, even assuming that things are going to go the way that you want them to go anyway. Because I'm seeing that's what's going to be happening. You're going to get information coming through that will confirm this for you. Like this feels like physical in some way information that you're getting through, or like a confirmation that feels like as real as anything when you get this. But you could be going through something right now where there are things that are popping up that feel unexpected for you, and that could be throwing you off a little bit. But those things are just knocking other things into place. So do not panic. It's like coming back to this quicksand thing. Like the person that, if you just could know what was going to happen at the end of this, you wouldn't be worried. I feel like I don't even need to go back into this. Like things are really going exactly where you want them to go, but all you need to do is just be centered and be like chill about this. And when I say that, I mean when you start feeling ungrounded, when you start panicking, when you start worrying, when all these fear thoughts start coming up, you need to do what you need to do in order to transmute them. So you're not being pulled to that side of things. You need to stay in the middle. It's like something being too acidic, and it needs to be like stabilized. Like it needs to be alkaline. This worry or this anxiety or this feeling almost like there's not a direction you can turn in or something like that, it is very, very temporary is what I'm seeing. So if you can just find a way to be okay with this and like be in this and be present to this and care for what's going on with you and not panic, but be more so in a space of acceptance of like, okay, this is what I'm feeling right now. And like okay this for yourself, I'm seeing things are really going to be working out. It feels like either way things are going to go the way that you want them to go, but it can be like painless or like a small amount of suffering, because I'm seeing you definitely like not feeling great right now mentally at times. Sometimes when you're checking in, maybe sometimes when you're checking out. You can either go through it that way, or you can go through it in a way where you can get like all bruised up going through this, and like you're still gonna get over here. It feels like all paths are leading in this direction, and one of them can be like, things are gonna work out, it's gonna be okay. I may be feeling anxious right now, let me take a walk or something, you know, so I can chill out a little bit. Like using your coping strategies where it can be like an easier way to deal with this, versus again you getting like all bruised up. And like either way, if you know you're going to go to the same place, like do you want to do it in a more relaxed, fun way, or do you want to struggle through it? And it's really your choice at the end of the day. But I'm seeing something is very much going to be working out. You're going to get news, things are going in the direction that you want, you're going to feel very happy about this. And I think if you just are chill through this, you'll be like, wow, I really trusted this. And like I knew within myself that like this was going to happen and things were being set up in this way for me. Or you're going to get to the end of this and be like really bruised and be like laughing at yourself about it. Like, I can't believe I was doing all of that and things ended up working out anyway, you know? Like I could have really like moseyed my way through that. So I think this is just like showing you that you have the choice of how you decide to move through this, but it seems like either way, like you're still going to the 9 of Cups. So things are going right how you want them to, and right in the direction that you want them to be going in. I'm seeing Sag here. All right, my friends. This can be relevant wherever you have Sag in your chart. We are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everyone for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I'm sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.